Hello and welcome to Elements Wood. In this video, our objective is to focus on the digital passport and highlight how this document can help your business meet import regulations and create a more collaborative relationship with your suppliers. Under the EU timber regulation, timber importers are required to carry out due diligence to determine the legality of their timber imports. In the event the imports are found to carry a risk of coming from an illegal origin, more information needs to be collected. Elements Wood provides importers with the tools to collect supply chain information, creating a digital passport to demonstrate the timber is from a legal source. Increased transparency and proof of legal origin in timber supply chains has been on the agenda for many years. The reality, however, is that it still does not exist to an appropriate level, especially for tropical hardwood sourced from the African natural forests, some of the most precious and expensive timber in the world. Many importers, who are not vertically integrated into their supply chains, rely on their traders to gain access to export markets and maintain the relationships with the buyer. Often, timber is loaded onto ships and sold during the journey, making it extremely difficult to source the necessary import documentation before the timber arrives at its final destination. The Elements Digital Passport will provide you with a digital chain of custody record available online for all imports into the EU, USA and Australia. Sustainability certification schemes such as FSC and PEFC cover a very small percentage of the tropical hardwood exported from Africa and Indonesia, making it even more important for importers to have the necessary information about their imports to protect themselves from any violations of import regulations. Okay, so let's log into the application. As a Cameroon timber operator who supplies large quantities of sapelli wood to their trader based in Miami. Recently, we sent a consignment 108603 made up of 66 cubic meters of sapelli sawn timber to our trader. It was containerized and sent to Douala about 3 weeks ago. At the time of packing, we did not know who the buyer was or for which market they were buying for. This information is rarely given to us until the last minute when the trader has found a buyer. Last week was a great example. Our trader called requesting more proof of origin and legality information because the consignment was now destined for the UK market. The digital passport is not always requested. However, in markets where this data is essential to meet import requirements such as the EU, the buyer almost always requests a digital passport to prove the timber has been sourced legally. The UK authorities are extremely well informed with regards what imported timber is legal, making the need to have a digital passport for any UK timber imports essential. It is very easy to create a digital passport. I simply navigate my way to the traceability module and click on the digital passport tile. In the input box, I type the consignment number 108603 to pull up a detailed list of all the timber products contained within the consignment. We use Elements Wood to manage the timber data in all of our concessions, which means all of our timber is traceable back to the stump. Creating documents in Elements Wood is really easy. Once the data has been collected and stored securely online, we can run reports on how the business is performing and publish a digital passport at the click of a button. The digital passport can be viewed in a number of different formats. Firstly, I can view the digital passport as a list of activities. The list is made up of a number of boxes, each one representing an activity that has happened along the supply chain all the way back to the stump. I'm also able to view the digital passport in a visual supply chain trace map, allowing me to see what other timber has travelled with the timber associated to consignment 108603. In order to gauge the distances the timber has travelled, I am able to view the supply chain route on a map, illustrating clearly where the timber has travelled from stump to export. With regards to the buyer's request for more information, I need to publish my digital passport in a document that I can then send via email to my trader, who in turn will then be able to forward it to the buyer. By clicking here, I generate a digital passport for consignment 108603. Once the buyer has received the digital passport, they will be able to log into Elements and view the supply chain for the timber they are considering to buy. The buyer can view the digital passport in the same formats I showed previously. Once the buyer has seen this information, they will have the ability to make an informed decision as to the extent the consignment will meet EU timber regulation requirements. That's all for now. Thanks for listening. If you have any more questions, please do not hesitate to get in touch via our website at www.helveta.com.